princesses! Today I'm going to be showing you some swatches of my foundation collection. I have been working on downsizing my foundation collection recently, so I only have the colours that work really well for my skin tone. Aside from one which I purchased recently, which is the Etude Double Lasting Foundation, that one is too dark and kind of the wrong colour, but I still have it in the collection at the moment. For reference, I have quite warm toned pale skin. I do not claim to be the palest person out there. I don't think I'm as pale as a ghost or transparent, but I do have quite light skin. In general, I suit more yellow toned foundations like NARS Siberia because they match my skin better. If I pick something that looks too pink or something that has cool undertones, I can look like I'm flushing or like I've got a really red face, and it doesn't really match well with the rest of my body. The rest of my body is all one solid yellow colour, which is quite nice because I don't tan. The only tan that I get is sort of accidental tan when I am bad with my sunscreen. So when I go to match foundations, it works for me to match them either to my neck or chest, or if I'm out I just use the underside of my arm because that's more of a similar colour than the other side. The other side in my hand is a little bit darker. Actually, my hands and my fingers are quite a lot darker than my face is at the moment. I think I need to buy some gloves for driving or something because that is where the tan has come from. I also did some swatches of my BB cream collection a little while back, so I will leave the link to that in the description box. So if you would like to see the foundations that fit me best, just keep watching. I'm starting off with the Phoenix White Liquid Foundation. This is just a white mixer that I use to lighten my foundations, but it works really well here to provide a reference for colour. White is white, no matter what company it's from. The first foundation is the Bobbi Brown Longwear Even Finish Compact in the shade 00 Alabaster. This one is quite light in colour, and it's probably one of the more neutral colours that I own. The next foundation is NARS Sheer Glow in the shade Siberia. This is one of my favourite coloured foundations. I find that it matches me the best. It's very pale and quite yellow in colour. I also have the NARS All Day Luminous Wear Foundation in the shade Siberia. And this one is a really similar colour to the Sheer Glow Siberia, but slightly yellower. I also have the NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat Liquid Foundation in the shade Ivory. And this one is actually a very similar colour to NARS Sheer Glow in Siberia. I find it slightly lighter and slightly more neutral. These first four foundations are probably my favourites, and even though they don't look like the same colour, they still suit my skin well. Now I have the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation in the shade 110 Porcelain. I really wish that this one came with a pump dispenser, but it is still a really lovely colour for my skin anyway. I also have the Innisfree Liquid Foundation in the shade 100 Alabaster. And you can see that this foundation is quite a bit thicker than the other ones so far. It's also slightly darker. I also have the Balm Shelter Tinted Moisturiser in the shade Lighter Than Light. This tinted moisturiser is definitely one of the more pinker toned products that I have. And it also oxidizes a lot on me, which you will see later on in the video. A new favourite for me is the Innisfree Longwear Cushion in the shade 11. This shade looks really pale to start with, but does oxidize slightly unfortunately. This is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NW10. And even though this is an NW shade, I find that it's more neutral than it is pink. Lastly, I have the Etude Double Lasting, and mine is in the shade Vanilla. This foundation suits me the least, and I do need to use a white mixer to get it to the right colour. It's so interesting to see how foundations oxidize over time, and these are partially oxidized. You can really see the difference in tones against my skin, and some of these look like they will suit me really well and some of them do not. But in reality, I can actually wear all of these aside from the Etude House foundation without any issues. This is what they look like when they have oxidized. The tinted moisturizer is probably the worst. It looks quite orange. And that is it. Sadly, I do have a smaller collection than I did previously. I think at one point I owned about 20 or 30 foundations, which is a little bit ridiculous. And a lot of them actually didn't fit me very well. Either they were slightly too pink or slightly too dark, so I have gotten rid of those ones and now I only have the ones that I can wear normally. I hope this was helpful for some princesses out there, and if you have any recommendations for me, I would love to hear them. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!